Hello again, my friends. Once more, welcome back to the Cellar of Opportunity. Hope you had a good Easter break. I've been away for a few days. I'm now back. Did a bit on Good Friday, and it's now Easter Monday, so I'm back. I've been doing various bits. I've not filmed it because it's all stuff I've been doing recently. I've just been doing more of it. So what we're going to do is have a quick look at that with a train shuttling backwards and forwards to show bits that work. And then I'm going to carry on with the next bit. We're going to look at what's coming up, and I'm going to get on with it. So, without further ado, the K3 has reappeared, and she's back up here now. There will be a new locomotive arriving shortly, hopefully tomorrow. So we'll have a look at that later on in the week. But until then, let's have a little bit of a look. This is Leopard Street. Now, the main work has been on this board, which is board L. I've done a little bit more painting on some of the platforms. As you can see, I've still got a bit more to finish on here. These tracks are now in. That's glued down. That one's glued down. These two are glued down as well. PCB sleepers, soldered, cut. This section works. I did make a slight boo-boo. I should have put an uncoupler under there for platform 1, and I didn't. So this bit of track needs to come out at some point. It's not connected yet. The layout is not currently in running operational mode because I've got lots of wires hanging down again. Yes, that's one of the jobs that's coming up. There is another uncoupler installed here, which is why these two wagons are up here for testing it. Currently, it's in the down position, so yes. These have all had their feeds added. These are all wired in, so all of this up here works. I put the insulated joiners in where they're needed. So these bits here are going to eventually be their own electrical blocks 8 and 9. They're in. This little section here now works. So what I'm going to do is, while I try and work out what on earth I'm doing, I'm going to bring that K3 back. And we're going to run in over the new bit. So I just need to go onto in here, my wonderful little system here. That one, throttles. We'll have a throttle because I'm going to throttle something. And it has been one of those days with a delightful run down to Oxford with an HGV driver who seemed to think that when you're going past them is the ideal time for them to pull out. But there we go. So into reverse, K3. Back you come. And we'll see if this works properly. And it does. I have some trouble with one or two of these relays sticking. But there we go. Coming back down here. There's a rather nice little locomotive. Basically, because I've been working on things, all the rest of them are queued up around there. I needed to empty the station, so I thought I can do this by hand, or I can just get trains to drive themselves. So what we now do, into forwards, and off we go. And over this little bit here, which previously was dead, and now is operable. So I'm not going to go up onto the turntable because it's not set in the right place yet. But what I've now got, bring her back, put her back where she was. I've now got the ability to use the turntable the way I want to use it, which is trains go in on the road she's currently on, turn around, come back, and go back out on the other one. So back into forwards, we'll go back onto there. I do like having remote control points, I must say. Here we go. So back up onto here. And she's had a rumble around the rest of the station just to make sure all the other roads work. I'm doing a little bit of painting. I put a Parker up over here. That'll do. I put a post up, just a picture, but I've painted the coal stage. I'm quite pleased with how the brick patterning turned out on that. Let's zoom in a little bit. See, just a little bit of variation in the bricks. It's Vallejo not red leather, Vallejo cavalry brown. Then red leather is the lighter coloured brick. A mix of red leather and cavalry brown for another colour. Then I added in some darker brown picked out a load of individual bricks, and then it got a brown wash, and then it got a dry brush. It's not had mortar picked out yet. It will do. It needs some gloss varnish first, and the top is a dark brown, a black wash, and a bit of dry brushing as well. Somebody has noted over on the New Railway Modelers forum, there's a link in the channel description. It's a rather nice little site for anybody building a model railway. Oh, you need to do more building and painting videos. Well, the reason I tend not to do many painting videos is I'm not very good at them. Painting I can do, it's putting the videos together. I am going to have a little bit of a try. I've got that to finish painting. That is in its base colours apart from the top bit. And I've got a signal box kit that needs building to go roughly where those pair of tweezers are. So yeah, they'll be coming up. The other thing I've done, a little bit hard to see actually because I put this central board back on, but if I come back over to here, these three lines here were originally a very thin spindly line. They're now not. I've got the block detection completed on the lower level. There is a glitch somewhere around here. JMRI is capable of tracking trains. So if you tell it what train is in this bit, it'll follow it all the way around. However, the moment I come back over here, it loses it. So something somewhere isn't... It's connected, but it's not connected, if that makes sense. So I need to have a little bit of a play with that. But that, if I go under here, you can't really see them. Those coils dead ahead, center of the screen. It's another pair of the DTC2 modules that have been fitted. So, yeah, that's that. Today's job is this board. What I need to do is clear it all off. Now, I've only got 2 more of the uncoupler modules. Basically, I've run out of magnets, and the place I got them from, the magnets I use are out of stock. So, it's going to wait a while. However, what I can do is cut the holes for them. I have to lift this bit of track again. That's not really a problem. I can cut the holes. I can use one of these to check it fits, so I make sure I've got the hole in the right size. This one's a little bit awkward because I've got a feed wire there, and I've got a block of wood there. But that does just about fit in the gap. I know this because I've put it underneath. Get rid of the magnet bit because I don't need that. It does go up under there, and there's about 5-6 mil of movement. So, yes, I know I can do that. So, this one's going to get cut. Originally, I was going to put it over here. The problem is, if I put it over here, it's got to be this bit, which is too far away. So, I'm going to put it here, and this bit of platform might come back a bit further. But yeah, so I can cut the holes. I can check the uncouplers will fit. I can then glue the plastic over the top of the hole. I can let that cure. I can paint that. But what I can do is there's one here. Move this bit of platform out of the way. There's going to be 2 over here. So I've got the 2 platform roads. These come in. There's bits over there. So I need the ability... what this one's for, this is the platform 2 drop-off uncoupler. So train will come in on the other road. A shunter will come in. We'll go to here, drop some coaches off, uncouple, and it can go away. Don't need one on this road as they won't be departing from the arrival road, so that's fine. These 2 roads are both bidirectional, so they need an uncoupler at this end each and at that end. So they're going to get the holes cut to be at this end. This road here is going to be platform 6. That needs one as well, so I'm going to mark out basically the line of that. I'm going to mark out and put one in there. Then I can drop coaches onto these platforms here eventually. But what it means is I can then fit these bits of track, PCB sleepers, get them soldered down, get them cut. There's going to be a bit of letting glue dry on this. But I can get them in, I can get all the droppers done. And what I want is this board's worth of track in place and the one at the end. Basically, I'm going to get the track down. The exception is going to be this road, which won't be laid, and the goods road, which is going to run alongside it, which won't be laid because I need to get some more points. So anyway, I'm going to get this cleared off. I'm going to get some stuff marked out, and we'll be back in a minute and we'll have a look at exactly what I'm going to do. So I'll catch you in a sec. Okay, a little while later. This is lifted. Again, the beauty of using Copydex. It is quite easy to lift track. I just slid a ruler underneath it, and you can just rub on bits like this and it comes off. So that will go back down again quite easily in a bit. Uncoupler will go there. It just fits between there and this upright. It's going to be close, but it'll fit, so that's fine. I've marked out the rest of the tracks. So we come down here, we have the rest of platform 1. I've marked out where eventually I'm going to drill some holes and put some sensors. That's where the track ends. Platform 2 comes down here. Same again, sensors. Platform 3 has got an uncoupler, because this is where obviously the locomotive is going to come in. The idea is it can stop around here, uncouple, pull forwards with another sensor, and then something can come in, grab the coaches and bring them back down here. Platforms 4 and 5 have uncouplers at this end. I could have staggered them, but there's a board joint and I don't want one here. So yeah, was going to have one there for platform 6. I've now moved that. That's going to be over here where this curve is. You can sort of see the lines I've drawn for the platforms. There will be another track this side. That's not going in yet. As I said, this is uncoupler point is going in. I'm pondering it. Now I'll cut the slot. I might as well while I'm here. Yeah, that'll go down, and then down here somewhere, about here, there's going to be a crossover going that way. Nope, going that way, to maximise the length on this road. Now, I was having another little think, and it hurts. I'm going to put some coach sidings in. Now, my thought was there's going to be another track about where that blue bit there is. All that space at the side there. I put some. If I put the coach platforms there, they can go all the way to the end of the board. They'll come off the goods line down here. They won't come off this. They'll come off the goods line. And they're only going to take 4 coaches. And if they're there, whatever's shunting out of here can just put stuff straight into them. It sounds good, but the board there is actually a bit narrower. It's wider down there. I'm umming and ahhing. If I put coach platforms that way, they can be a bit longer, but it means double shunting to get them in. Now, I'm already at the point of I think I'm going to have 2 shunting locos for this station. One will live this side, which will be Bucky, moving coaches about, and there'll be another one this side, which will handle the goods yard. But then the 2 of them can work together with a load of coaches pushed down here, shunting loco at the end, but beyond where that glass is, picks them up, takes them a little bit further, can shove them back that way into some sidings. So, yeah. Anyway, so what I've got to do, I'm going to put you in a stand, I'm going to get on with this in a sec, is cut all of these. Now, the method is 4 holes, 1 in each corner. I then come in with a craft knife and a ruler, and I cut the cork and the XPS. That comes out. I've then got the oscillating multi-tool, known as Buzzy. That will chop through, and I've made sure there's nothing under any of these that I need to worry about. And sort of come down here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's track and whatever. This wire is quite near the front. This it's sort of like here. This wire's further over. So that'll be fine. When it comes to drilling these holes, the track will be down. I'll be drilling through sleepers. What I'll probably do with this board in particular is take this board off to drill that, just to protect all those wires underneath. So I'm going to put you into a stand. I'm going to stick my goggles on, plug the drill in, and drill all these holes, cut some bits out, or whatever, and I'll probably do all that in fast forward because, quite frankly, you don't need to see it. So I will catch you in a mo. Right. Let's unplug this before I forget. Unplug just because a power tool that is unplugged is a power tool that can't switch on accidentally and bite you. Right, a little bit more clearing up to do with Mini New. Mini New, because obviously not as powerful as Ian's Big New. Now, obviously, there are still some little bits and pieces knocking around. The next job is actually quite straightforward. I'm going to relocate the camera around here so you can see what I'm doing a little bit closer. And we'll have a little look. Right, so as we can see, holes. I'm going to run a little bit of sandpaper around those in a minute, I think, actually, before I do a great deal else with them. I can do that using my little rotary tool with a sanding attachment. It's basically just taking them off around the edges. As you can see with this one, it's quite close to the wood framing at the side. That is actually intentional. That's why the track is positioned as far back as it is, but that will fit under there quite nicely. The board slides this way, so this beam goes there, so that's fine. The next thing I need to do is use some of this and basically cut lengths of plastic which are going to fit over the top. I'll sand around the edges, I'll glue these in, and we'll see how we go. Don't know if I need to sand them, I might not. So I'm going to relocate this and we'll have a look. Right, so this is thin plastic sheet. This is, if I can get the packet from over here, AK high quality modelling styrene. This is 0.3 of a mil. 3 sheets for, I forget how much. It wasn't much. This length is slightly frustrating because it's, if I can get one of the holes, back here a hole. It's not quite wide enough that way. It'll go that way, but it won't do 2. So what I need to do is trim this. Yeah, look at roughly how long I want it to be. Yeah, about 8 centimeters will do. This mat is probably going to send YouTube's compression algorithm slightly mad, but I'm sure it'll cope. It's old enough now. And it's literally, hold the knife straight or try to. To be honest, it doesn't matter too much for this. It's just a cover piece. But piece of plastic card over here, hole, and it gets glued over the top. Straightforward as that, really. Once that's got glue on it, I can put paint on it. Once it's got paint on it and the paint has dried, I'm just going to clean the edges of that off underneath slightly. Once the paint's dried, I can glue some track back down over the top of it. It's fairly straightforward. So fitting that is a case of Copydex, good old Copydex. Works nicely, just a bit all around the edges. This has a couple of advantages. The main one being it covers the hole. I can then paint it, but what it means I don't get is gaps down the side of this that are exposed. So that can just go onto there, like so. Rub that down around the sides. Blend the Copydex in a little bit. It means basically when I come to ballast this, I don't have ballast and glue going down all around the edges. It just goes down where the wire holes are. So as ideas go, it's not quite as good as it could be. This little bit here needs repairing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with a knife and remove that. And then this bit here is just going to get stuck back into place. So, and this is obviously because when I glued all this down originally, I didn't cover the entire bottom of it with glue. I just sort of went around the edges and put some splodgers in, which, to be honest, was good enough. So that'll do for that. That'll hold that. I'll probably put a weight on top of that one in a minute. Right, and that needs a piece cutting, which is going to be 8 by a bit wider this time. So I'll just shred this. Turn you around again. So go onto there. The beauty of these mats is they are marked out. So as long as you don't need things that are too accurate, the markings on them are fine. It's quite good for getting things relatively square though. And this stuff's really thin, so it cuts extremely easily. Right, and this one, 11. What I'm going to do with this is just glue a single piece over the top. So I'm just going to shred another bit of this to the appropriate length. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to there. I'll be back on camera in a sec. And this can go over the whole join. There's a little bit there that's raised up, which I want to get rid of. It's easily done, like that. And we put this on around here. Now this stuff, Copydex dries pretty quickly. You can use PVA for this sort of thing. It will glue plastic to wood. The reason I like using Copydex is if I have to remove it, I can. Also, this dries quicker. PVA can be a good few hours before it's properly dry. This stuff, hour, it'll be done. So that can go over there, like so. And as I said, obviously it needs painting, but there we go. So that's that. Right, I'm going to get the rest of these done. I'm going to leave the glue to dry. I'm going to paint them. I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll be back. Okay, this is a little while later. I've just about run out of time for today, so I'm going to be calling it a video for that. As you can see, these have now all had the paint applied. I'm just going to clean the brush in a minute. I've also Buzzysawed the slot for the electrical connectors to go into, so I'll be getting them done at some point. Figured while I had the saw out, I might as well do it. There's one here, and if we come along here, there's another one on the end for this board. Hopefully later tonight, something I forgot to do, which I need to do, is I need to put some plastic across there, and a big wad of it across the back. Hopefully I'm going to remember to do that later. Don't need to do the front bit because this platform road doesn't go any longer than there. So, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for your time watching as this layout does slowly progress. Quick comment on this bit up here. Kelly said raise it up. Yeah, if it weren't for all this pipe work up here, I would do. I wish I could. The only reason it drops is because there's a load of pipes there. The whole ceiling down here could do with being about 6 inches higher. It's always the way, isn't it? Everybody always wants another 6 inches. Anyway, so that's it for this video. We're down there, so there's a few bits coming up. I'm going to carry on with this here. Track laying and whatnot around here. There's going to be a signal box build video coming up soon, because I'm looking forward to doing that. I need to get that done for down there. The aim is to get all of this track in over here. That'll be followed by the crossover that's going over there, but that's a couple of weeks away. And I'll come back and I'll start having a look at all this mess down here and slowly start. The aim is get as much track down as possible to try and limit the amount of clutter that can live on top of it. Yeah, anyway. That's it for this video. So I hope you all had a lovely Easter weekend. I will catch you all in the next one. And thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.